Hey guys, well first I want to tell y'all thank you for all the thoughts and prayers. We are still looking for my niece. I'll tell you the rest at the end. I don't want to mess up the video and get it confused. But so holy crap, I finally figured it out. Well, with obviously some help, but now it makes all the sense to me. Venezuela again. I know people get triggered whenever you talk of Venezuela, like as if I'm this crazy socialist. Listen, y'all, this puts everything together. When President Maduro was elected back in 2013, guess who he defeated? Well, I can't exactly say his name. It's Ricardo something. I'll put it whenever I finish the video. An Ashkenazi Jew. They thought he was going to win. That would have been their in. And they would have already had all of this stuff that they're doing. They would have taken over everything. That's the entire, that's like the glue. How did I miss this? I have no clue how I missed this. But that's when it all started, and oh hell no, this can't happen. That's why they've been trying to overthrow him, because they thought, because Venezuela's election system is way better than ours. It's not like super easy to hack like ours is. They have like a bunch of different steps and all this stuff. Holy crap. Now it makes all the sense. So, because if you don't know, they don't have the central banking system, you know, the banking system. They don't have that, and I've been trying to convey that to y'all. That's why they've been pushing back so hard. They've been standing their ground, like what our forefathers did when they came to this country. And people were like, oh, you're socialist. No. Who owns the media? Who owns the banks? Why? Because if you just think about CNN, MSNBC, Fox, all of these companies, why are they on the same page about this? Whenever they're on the same page about something, it's because they're being told this is your narrative, and that's what you're playing. That's why everybody thinks that they're this crap hole country. They don't know. If you know of Abby Martin and the Empire Files, she lost her the Empire Files, essentially. She still hasn't been doing videos because her money was going through Venezuela or whatever. It was, I forget what it is, but nobody could send her any money because we couldn't even send money. If you have family in Venezuela, that's how bad the sanctions are. You can't even send money to people in Venezuela, but yet they're allowing this Republican to become, I mean, he's done all kind of stuff in the military industrial complex, billions of dollars. I'm gonna show y'all that whenever in a minute, but let me just, I'm just kind of giving y'all the briefing. Y'all, this is crazy. So all these news people, there's many journalists that were, you know, reporting from Venezuela, and we were able to get a lot more information than we are now. And whenever all the sanctions, because I want y'all to remember this, because so many people forget. Obama first put those sanctions in. So how come if they're not playing for the same master, why did our current administration double down on those sanctions? Why didn't he lift them? I know you're gonna get mad. Please open your mind. Please stop having such cognitive bias. This is bad. And then now Maduro just signed a deal with Turkey. And I'll completely admit, I mean, I've already told y'all, it is so hard to find information about Venezuela. Why is that? Anybody? Because they're hiding all of it. I mean, then it gets worse. I mean, this is actually super bad news. I know I'm excited because I finally glued the puzzle together. So this is just insane. Now we have a Republican politician or something from Florida, former pilot, Army pilot or Air Force pilot, that has worked with the military industrial complex and all of that. They just signed the deal for him to be part of the PDVSA, their state-run oil company. Well, he owns part of the company that just paired with him. Y'all, we have so many sanctions on them. How is this possible? He spoke with President Erdogan, and he is now supporting him. So now we have pushed one of the most amazing allies that we could have had. You know, they have oil, gold, agriculture, coltan. They've got great people. Are all the people great? No. Are they almost all Christian? Yes. So don't you think that our values would go a lot better with theirs rather than, our buddies in Saudi Arabia or Nigeria? Tiffany Trump brought a Nigerian super businessman to the White House the other day that's her new boyfriend after they got done partying at Lindsay Lohan's club. Yeah, pretty weird. Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Israel. These are our friends? But the only sovereign, conservative, Christian nation we are trying to destroy. It essentially is almost we can do nothing now about it. It's pretty set in stone that that's what they're doing. Because what this guy, he's essentially going to be infiltrating the PDVSA, and they're going to be putting ground troops down. Because that's essentially what he did in Iraq, I believe. So the people of Venezuela are very unnerved by this foreign oil investment deal, which foreign meaning this Harry Sergeant from the United States right here. Harry Sergeant III, very interesting fella. He's 61, not that that's important. He served in the Army as a pilot. He is worth $1 billion. And he's a longtime Republican fundraiser. He was actually even considered to be John McCain's running mate. He has, donated to, of course, Republican frontrunner Giuliani and Mitt Romney. Very strange. Those have... So, this is what I want to get into. So, what he did was a major military defense contractor. This is Sergeant's International Oil Company, a startup under the guide of the initial Pentagon contract for U.S. forces, coalition forces in Iraq, which failed to perform. Quickly grew to accumulate over $2.66 billion in awards for the oil. I mean, he then had subsequent DoD contracts escalated in value year after year as demand for oil and fuels increased, and the Central Command forces, particularly during the months of the surge of U.S. forces, of course. Then there was a Pentagon audit that found that the federal government had overpaid him as much as $200 million. It then found that there were 3 contracts awarded to him under conditions that were effectively eliminated, which eliminated the other bidders, even though he was the highest bid. Because he effectively became a monopoly, and he was accused that the company was price gouging and engaging in the worst form of profiteering. This is crazy. I've been telling y'all this for months, and everybody's like, "Oh, I thought we were invading Venezuela." We are, unfortunately, because I'm not trying to get mad, but I am, because not enough people. I mean, I don't think we could really have done anything, but yeah, maybe we could have. Nobody wanted to pick up the story because they were supposedly socialist and, oh, they deserved all this. Well, if they deserved all this, the sanctions are only hurting them. Let's just say that was real. So how does that even make sense? It doesn't. None of it makes sense, and that's why it's all a lie. And so when we go to invade, and you need to know what side you're going to be standing on. Are you going to just say, just another one? We're going to go and invade the only sovereign Christian country that stands on their Christian values and their Constitution. I've put part of the Constitution in some of my videos. Y'all, their Constitution is like solid. It is amazing. It just boggles my mind that as soon as I say just Venezuela, like, people shut down and start commenting. It's so ridiculous because you're just biased. You're not thinking clearly. Socialism did not ruin this country, and you don't even understand what socialism is. I didn't either until I looked into it. Y'all, I mean, this is how we have so many socialist programs, it's crazy. Okay, anything that is taxed, anything that you have to have a license, a permit, regulations, subsidies, all the corporate subsidies that we have, all of this stuff, all of that is socialist. They don't have all of that stuff. The states have more power than the nation. That doesn't happen in a dictatorship. That doesn't happen. I don't understand how people cannot just put aside their cognitive bias for like 5 seconds and realize that we're being played, and in a big way, because y'all don't understand how big this is going to be with Brazil, Colombia, Peru. And now, who's friends with Bolsonaro? Bibi. Of course, they gotta get in on the action like always. And so who's going to come to Venezuela's defense? Russia. Now Turkey. I don't think China will. They could. They are they gave them a loan for their oil or whatever, because we pushed them to do that, because nobody would do that. Which I don't understand is, when the oil dropped, when we flooded the market, everybody's oil prices dropped. But everybody else, like Colombia, like freaking all the other countries, they were able to go and get loans from the IMF. But because we put sanctions on them, they couldn't. That's what made their economy collapse. So why were they allowing places that have Sharia law and terrible human conditions to get the loans, and we're going to demonize Venezuela, a Christian nation? Are they perfect? Absolutely not. No country is. So when people comment things like, oh, when was the last time you've been there? Or you should just go there and live there if you hate America. Why would I hate? That is false equivalency. That is just, that's not an argument. Show me facts. I'm telling you facts about what's going on. And so to come back and say, are you a socialist? No, I'm standing up for what's right. Just because I'm American and I'm a veteran doesn't mean I'm going to lie for what? And say that this didn't happen? It started years ago. Years ago. We all know that this happens in so many countries. Other countries are corrupt too. But I'm just saying what's going on right now, at this moment, that's going to affect us. Every single one of us. I'm going to do a separate video about the government shutdown, and we'll see how that goes. But this is huge news, and of course nobody's going to talk about it. They'll talk about the Middle East, something that's 6,000 miles away from us. I'm not saying that it doesn't matter, but everybody's talking about it. Nobody has eyes on this. Why? They want it that way. And they give you the big boogeyman socialism word. Sad. Really sad, y'all. And still, I know I have people that have YouTube channels. Oh wait, hold on. Now I just thought about it. Now people might upload stuff about it. You know, you want to know why? Somebody put in my comments, oh, guess what? QAnon is talking about the same thing you are. Again, this has happened prior. That Q has posted stuff after I've... Not the first time. And I'm not saying... Of course I mean, somebody's watching. Because there's only like 3 of us on YouTube even speaking about it. Make your own decision, but at least now you know in the back of your head, whether you believe it or not, that that's the truth. So y'all have a wonderful day. If you'd like to help support my channel, all the links are in the description. Everything, any amount helps. I have a Patreon, I have all that. But and thanks again for all the thoughts and prayers. She is still missing. But I'll talk to y'all later. Bye guys.